Well, that was a truly awful loss, everybody. I really don't know how to put it in any other terms. The Miami Heat falling to the Charlotte Hornets today it was a surprise matinee for me. And apparently it was for the Heat too, because I was taking a little ride ski with the fam to the beach today. Went to the dog beach up here in Palm Beach, and I was like, oh, Heat play at 1 today. So I fired it up on the phone, was relaxing, had it on. I was like, look at this. This is cute. 122, 117. They end up losing today to the Hornets. A truly pitiful effort on defense. I mean, it really felt like the Heat played this game with the toes in the sand. It was just very laissez-faire. And we're all having a good time. We're yucking it up. Eric Spoelstra laughing at Chris Quinn getting a tech early on, and he's like, I need an explanation. That's it. And I feel like that's how I feel after this game, is I just want to go into that locker room and shout out to everybody. Like, how exactly did we go from up 13 in the third quarter to where we are today, right now, and losing to one of the worst teams in basketball? I need an explanation. Somebody explain it to me. That's all I want. I just want somebody to look me in the eye and explain what the hell happened there in that third quarter, where it all looked like it was cruising. We were on the easy street, and PJ Washington and Terry Rozier looked like that Shaq Kobe meme where like everybody, like, it just becomes like the pan up shot and they're just balling out, just killing Miami in every single sense of the word. And you go from up 13 to down 11. Yeah, it was just a totally piss poor effort today on the defensive side of things. And, just did not get enough on that, and just, you're looking at the transition points that they were able to get today. Easy buckets for the Hornets. Just no dig in for Miami outside of like that last ditch effort to get to like within 6. Too little too late, dude. It really was. And now you find yourself. The thing that's frustrating about this for Miami, first off and foremost, don't lose that game. Like, this team's awful. They stink. You're a season high 6 games over 500 coming into this one. You should be moving up the standings. And you have a tough road trip coming up with Cleveland, Milwaukee, and New York. Now you have this game, and you're like, 1 o'clock in Charlotte. We can roll out of bed and go get this one. And that is exactly how they played that one from the start of things. And that's what remains frustrating. I feel like the reaction on Twitter today from some folks, some people, was a little bit much. People are like, this is what they are. Like, no, the Heat have been playing better. You can't just look at it and be like, this game put them 5 games under 500. Then I would understand like people saying, pack it up, move it out, let's get out of here. No, the Heat have been playing a lot better. But yeah, losing games like this, you look at it and you're just like, well, what the hell happened there? Like, what are you doing? You're sitting here, you're playing with your food, and you feel like at any point, like, okay, feel free to dig in and get this one done, and not let Terry Rozier and Gordon Hayward and PJ Washington, all, by the way, putting on trade deadline showcases for Pat Riley. Oh, come on, Pat, please. Gordon Hayward, don't think I forgot, dude. All right, it's going to take a lot more than a Sunday stroll out there and you nailing a couple threes for me to just forget that you went to your daddy, Brad Stevens, and say like, oh, please take me. I don't even know who Pat Riley is. Your little perfect performance today, 7 for 7. You think I'm just going to forget? Maybe. We'll see. PJ Washington, though, dude. I mean, him and Bam, buddies, little power forward action, little Kentucky Wildcat. Who wouldn't want another little Wildcat in there? It did make you sit there and you're like, oh, all this talk about John Collins. And PJ's like, hey, guys, hey, just sidle up to me, huh, baby? That really was truly frustrating. But they roasted the Heat, roasted them, kicked their ass. And Spo today was just disgusted, just absolutely. He's like, I'm not going to start this press conference today talking about offense. I'm like, of course not. When does the Heat ever do that? When do they ever go out there and start a press conference with offense? It's always going to lean back to defense and where things are. And, I just find that, I find right now, this team, they play with fire a lot. And that's the one thing with them is no matter what you want to say, if you're a fan who is, I feel pretty good about where they're at. If you're a fan who thinks that every loss is, I don't think any Heat fan takes any loss in the right temperament. This one is, look, be angry with this one. This is an embarrassment. Don't get me wrong. But, people who are like ready to pack it up and say, Pat Riley has failed Jimmy Butler. Well, let's relax. If it ends up being an 0-4 trip, then for sure we'll have that conversation when we get to it. But they've actually put themselves in a cushion where they can have an embarrassment like this and be like, all right, that's dealable. But that being said, they horse around so much with these close leads or blowing leads. That has been a season theme all year. Oh, it looks like they're going to start putting a team away. Nope, they're not. Oh, it looks like they're going to be out of this game. Nope. Like every game is going to be in that 6 game up, 6 points up, 6 points down barometer. Today was just the point where they were mostly like after giving up that 13-point lead and getting down double digits, they're basically fooling around in double digit land too long. And, I see people who are like, well, you need to bring in Jimmy Butler more. It's like, all right, but do you really need 40 minutes from Jimmy Butler to put away the Hornets? That's the thing that's frustrating about it. Like Bam playing 36 minutes today and kind of, having a hometown coast through a lot of it before you really got to that engagement. And I really thought once he got that batted to Jimmy Dunk, I thought, all right, turnaround's happening. And Mason Plumlee's blowing by him. LaMelo Ball's chewing up Victor Oladipo. I'm like, all right, I guess it's just one of those days. This is not going to be one that you write home about. And then PJ Washington just yanks a rebound right out of Tyler Hero's hands. I was like, Jesus, can you show any more of like who wanted this game more, the Hornets or the Heat? The Hornets play with so much more desire and want to than Miami did by every eyeball measurement that you could watch this game. It was so crystal clear. And, the Heat paid for it. They paid for it, and they got their okay, good. You guys had your little around game. You played with fire, you played like and now like okay, you got to respond to this and come with something that's a little bit more inspiring against Cleveland, who hasn't been playing fantastic lately. This is the type these losses on the road are frustrating because that there's going to be a couple. They'll probably come out of this trip with a couple of wins you'll be impressed with, and now it's like, well, that trip could have been a lot better. Or you're going to go through and maybe you lose 3 out of 4 and you're like, well, it could have been a 500 trip, but you guys screwed around with the Hornets. So that's the frustration in it. It's not a sky is falling loss for me like it has been to some people that I've been watching, but it also is like, it's a huge disgusted eye roll. Like, come on, dude. Like this is what you guys are going to do today. You're going to come out here. I was trying to enjoy my day at the beach. And, instead, apparently you guys did instead.